the actual moment when she said you've got advanced lung cancer, it's not curable, and we can't do surgery, we can only offer treatment. That was devastating. First tablet.
The best treatment for Jeannie is osimertinib. With it, her life extends up to 3 years. Without it, it could be over in months.
First of many.
The first $10,000.
But it costs about $100K a year for a full cycle. Health insurance only covers $10K, so Jeannie must stump up the rest.
It's an expensive drug, but it does have far better.
Isn't this why you want to be rich? Like, I think about this sometimes. I remember watching one of those, undercover bosses. And this undercover boss found one of his workers and he gave his worker 10 grand because he was such a good worker. And his worker burst into tears. I mean, you've changed my life and my children's life and we're going to be able to survive now. And I went, for fucking 10 grand? Is that all? Your life can be turned around like that for just $10,000? I watch these stories and look, I don't want to be covering the ass of fucking the government not doing their job, but isn't that we talk about sponsors and funders and Wanaka bolt holders. Don't you want to be able to go, look, here's 270K. If it comes through, that's fine. If it doesn't, you're covered for the next 3 years. Isn't this the reason? Isn't this the reason to have money? Like, honestly, isn't this the reason? Anyone who wins 23 million this weekend, this is the reason. You know, support them.
Yeah. Anyway. I imagine someone with a huge hoard of money sitting down watching TV and seeing this and going, oh, this is terrible. If only someone would help. Anyway, pass the bonbons.
The drug is among the 13 cancer treatments that National promised to pay for in the lead up to the election to lift survival rates. Here's Christopher Luxon then.
I don't want New Zealanders leaving the country. I don't want New Zealanders mortgaging their homes. I don't want New Zealanders raising give a little pages. So if we can access those 13 cancer treatments, that's a good sign.
But fast forward to today, and here's the problem. Jeannie has a give a little page. Her house is being sold, and she's withdrawing her KiwiSaver to help fund the medication.
I'm really disappointed.
We asked the Prime Minister, will the drugs be in the next budget?
Again, you'll have to wait for the budget, but we are committed to that. We've just still got a lot to work through as we go through.
So this woman who's got weeks to live, she'll find out in 3 weeks from now. Fucking hell. I mean, if you have any substance, if you have any heart in you, supposed Christian, you'd pull that reporter aside afterwards and you'd say, off the record, so you can go straight to her, this is what's happening, off the record. Bet you we didn't know, the fucker. I mean, honestly, again, this is what's money for. This is what supposedly good religions are for as well. Helping people, looking after the vulnerable, looking after those people who are in need, putting others before yourself. Fucking
That'd
asshole.
be the independently wealthy millionaire that you talk about.
You're right. Keep going.
I'm not going to talk about what's in the budget.
Christopher Luxon talked a very big game in opposition. He's still talking a big game now as if he's still in opposition. He isn't. He's been Prime Minister for 6 months.
That's actually this is just what we've said tonight by chance. There's still legislating bumper sticker policies. They're still talking like that as well. Well, look, I know that we sit on the left, and I'm not necessarily saying he's our guy, but he's on our side. You know, he's in our team. But that's a very fair point. Like, fucking get into it.
Now, I think New Zealanders want to see him delivering on the promises that he made them.
Jeannie Loughty wants the government to take a leaf out of Australia's medical book.
I believe that in Australia, a pensioner only needs to pay $6.50 a month for this drug.
Wow.
With the end of life nearing, she wishes she could focus all of her attention and energy on her grandchildren, something she says is priceless. Amanda?
Yeah, so sorry if I got a bit shouty there, but it's just pisses me off, you know? Like, you become a public servant to serve the public, not to go, whoa, just wait and see. Maybe she'll live, maybe she won't. Wait and see in the budget. It's just fucking awful.
And like this is the thing when we're talking about, you know, pensioners and people that have spent their entire life paying into the tax system. You know, this is what it's supposed to be for.
Yeah, 100%.
that's a hard thing. That's a very emotive story, and it's just like, well, what value do you put on someone's life? Damien Grant would put nothing on that woman's life.
And I know I often get
Christopher
a bit shout.
Luxon wants us to check back in a couple of weeks to see what value he puts on that woman's life.
Yeah, so see, that'll be like a sixth of the rest of her life gone. I know I sometimes get a bit shouty about religious stuff, but the way I was brought up, and like I talked about my dad at his funeral about how much of a servant he was, how much he served, and he always helped, and that was because of his Catholic faith. So I've seen. Look, I'm not standing up for the Catholic faith. I know that they're speaking of kiddie fiddlers and stuff out the way, but that religion that follows that dude who says look after the widows and the orphans done correctly doesn't lead to that kind of outcome of just wait and see. It just doesn't. It pisses me off.